It's time once again for that business show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, and thanks for wrapping up the week with that business show at Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Weekday mornings, 7 to 9 here on Tampa Bay's 1250 WHNZ. Video stream available over at tampabayradio.com. Also, all shows are available on demand, both the audios and the videos. And also, as we're trying to grow our YouTube channel, please subscribe to us over on youtube.com/Jamie Maloney, where we put the high-definition videos. And that's also the first place that you can see the shows. If you miss them one day, we get those YouTube videos up, typically within about 30 minutes to an hour of each of the hours. And we put them up there by the hours. We have the 7 o'clock video, and then we have the 8 o'clock video since we've expanded to 2 hours back in end of April. So we're coming up on 3 months or so of being on the airwaves here for 2 hours a day. And again, thank you to all the listeners, show partners, and guests who have made this show's growth possible, going all the way back to 2.5, 3 years ago when I started just doing this once a week talking about real estate. And I'm still selling real estate out there. So if you can help me in that business, and I can help you, I should say, please get in touch with me. 1,500 plus homes, 1,600 some homes sold in the last 9 years, and recently showed up on the Wall Street Journal list again for top-ranked brokers in the country at number 37 for homes sold in the past year, third or fourth year in a row that I've been on that. And that's how I got on radio to begin with, was doing a real estate show that's morphed into a business network of amazing professionals and entrepreneurs and community leaders. And that's what that business show is all about. And so, again, thank you to all the listeners and partners who make this show possible each and every day. In today's hour at the 7:30 spot, we'll be talking to Frank Meekins. He is the artistic director with the new Tampa Players, and they have a program coming up, a musical on Beauty and the Beast. So we'll be hearing about that. And he's also a trained pianist, so we'll be talking to an artist at 7:30 today about his business and about the new Tampa Players. But up first, I have Gould, who is a number one best-selling author on Amazon and a business growth expert who advises organizations to get to the next level. He is an entrepreneur who built 3 multi-million-dollar businesses by the age of 40. His consulting firm is mentored with the launch of over 5,000 businesses in 35 countries, and his team of mentor coaches has conducted over 75,000 sessions with entrepreneurs and executives worldwide. So, Carl, welcome to the program this morning.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it, Jamie. Nice to be here.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you waking up on this early Friday morning to talk business with me. I know that's everyone's favorite topic at 7 o'clock in the morning, but nonetheless, there's a lot of things going on in the world right now that are impacting business, and I haven't covered this topic yet on the program, so I'm really glad that you're able to comment and give us some input on this. But, with the Brexit vote that has recently, come to pass here, what impact is that going to have on the business community?
Well, it seems like a pretty basic issue. Just one person wants to leave the union. Not one person doesn't want to be part of the club, right? And so, but this to me, it goes back to 2008 when the Lehman failure happened and the financial crisis really kicked into gear. When Lehman Brothers went down, it was the tip of the iceberg, and I have a feeling that the Brexit, the British referendum that says we're going to leave the European Union, and in Europe they were trying to turn all the countries into like the United States, right? So as like a group, they can all you could travel easier, you could trade easier, one currency, just remove the friction from the system. Well, anyway, with Britain leaving, or if they choose to leave, they're the biggest economy in that group, and so I have a feeling when they leave, it's going to be kind of the tip of the iceberg, and then we're going to find out just how bad Greece is, how bad Italy is, how bad Finland and these other countries are, how bad a shape there are, and that could lead to a real big downturn. But the biggest, so that part could affect business owners. When things go bad, there's opportunity. There's things that can get in the way of doing business, but there's also opportunity. But the biggest problem is in business, the European Union is a platform. It's a platform to do business on, right? Your radio show, it's a platform. You know, you come on, you know what the rules of the game are, you know how much time you have, you conduct your show. Well, in Europe, there's rules to the game of business. Well, guess what? Those rules were just thrown out the window. So nobody knows what the game is. And what happens is when there's a lot of uncertainty, there becomes paralysis, right? So in 2008, when it happened to us, nobody knew what was going to happen. So you're not going to invest more money. You're not going to spend money on assets. You're not going to go out of your way to make an investment. You're going to see what happens. Right? It's like watching. There was a car wreck on the side. You sit and you watch, or you wait to see what happens, and then you make your move. So I have a feeling that's what's coming.
Now this is going to flood
Brexit. Now
this is also going to flood the market with a lot of very qualified people as these companies begin to fail, as they can't afford their personnel. Is that going to benefit people in the United States with high level executives that are going to be on the marketplace looking for positions?
Well, it might, but here's what's probably going to happen. We don't flood the I hate to say it, but we don't flood the marketplace with our best people. We usually take times like this and we use this as an excuse to get rid of some of the people that either we can't afford. They might be very, very good at what they do, but we don't normally flood the market with our top talent. We use it as an excuse to get rid of our middle or lower talent. But here's what we will flood the market with. And England, for the first time in their history, has more what they would call sole traders. We would call them solo entrepreneurs, right? Mm-hmm. One-person armies. What's going to happen is the market's going to be flooded with micro businesses, so that executive at J.P. Morgan Chase that is in London right now, but because of Brexit is out of a job, they're going to go into consulting because they're a high-level executive. They come with a high salary, and what makes them unemployable to another corporation makes them very employable as a consultant. So England, for the first time in their history, has more solo traders than they do solo entrepreneurs than they do companies with employees. Now, if you have kids or you have a bunch of cats, you know what it's like to herd cats or herd butterflies. Now, all of a sudden, we've got all of these sole traders that we have to try to organize, or these solo entrepreneurs, which means they're not working for a company, so they're not paying payroll, taxes, and it's harder for a government to track them and tax them, and so it leads to the sort of confusion that won't be great for business overall in the short term. It'll change. Entrepreneurs will figure out the game, and then they'll start to take advantage of it. But in the beginning, whenever there's uncertainty, the business community experiences paralysis. And that means the economy slows down. That's not good.
And a lot of these,
and so
going back to these entrepreneurs being forced out of positions and stuff, so we'll probably then see a lot of startup businesses, because these are very talented individuals that are in very good positions, and so they're going to come out and they're probably going to start their own businesses. So would you say we're going to see an increase in small business ownership?
Oh, absolutely. From 2008 to today, we went from 24.5 million registered businesses in the United States to almost 28 million registered businesses. It's between 27.5 and 28 million right now. The numbers every time you look, the number's increasing. But there's no question about it. We put 4 million new businesses in place over the last 9 years just in the United States.
Yeah, reason
there will be a huge movement towards small business in the next 4 years.
Yeah, another reason why I started this program a couple years ago was because of the entrepreneurial movement. I really believe it's a movement inside our economy right now. Tampa Bay has a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of organizations that really help to drive and motivate and collaborate with other entrepreneurs throughout the community. But that stat that you just gave just reinforces what I've believed all along. So now let's also talk a little bit. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So you're absolutely right. Tampa Bay is a very robust market and only growing and only getting better. And it'll be markets like that recognize, like Austin, Texas. They said we want to attract young, new entrepreneurs. You see, upstate New York. You see other areas that are creating the tax law and the business laws to attract incubators, tech companies, new upstarts. You know, it'll be areas like that see the opportunity and say, oh, Britain, you're leaving the European Union. Well, everybody from London, why don't you come on over here and join us in Estonia? Why don't you join us over here in France? Why don't you join us over here in Sweden? We'd love to have you, and we've created a incubation zone. It'll be an organization, or it'll be a company, or it'll be a government that sees the opportunity and says, come to us, open arms. We want the new business community, the new business center to be here. That's what I think you'll see.
Now, you're a #1 best-selling author on Amazon, and you have a new book out, Biz Development Done Right, or Development Done Right, I should say. Tell us a little bit about your book and where people can find it and what people can get from your book.
Sure. Thank you. Yes, so we're very proud of it. It's doing really well on Amazon, and what we've done is I co-authored it with Karen Kopp, and our aim was to demystify the sales process and business development. And we define business development as new business from new sources in the book. That's what we talk about mostly. You can farm and you can mine, if you will. Those are two analogies we use. More business from existing clientele, but a lot of people struggle with how to get new business from new sources. And this book came out of our frustration of watching our friends and our colleagues and our clients get so close to the finish line where they're about to get a sale and then they sabotage it, and as a result, they lose the sale. They were so close. And so it really bothered us. And so, we're sitting around the table, and about the same time we said, we ought to write a book on that. Let me tell you, Jamie, if you don't have a lot of time on your hands, never make that joke, because the next thing you know, for the next 12 months, all you do the rest of the night is your writing and editing.
Yeah, I've got two half-finished books myself sitting out there. I definitely know the feeling.
So you know the drill, right?
I do.
Well, here's what. So the main message for today is this: in sales, the worst place to come in is second place. If you're in second place, you're in no place, right? And with the Olympics coming, if you come in second place, they give you a medal. They bring your flag down, they play your national anthem, and the whole country's proud of you. But when you're in sales and you go into your sales you're involved in sales in any way, you show up at your sales meeting and they say, hey, how's it going with closing ABC company? And you walk in, you say, we did so well. We got all the way to the end. And guys, we came in second. Mm-hmm. Right? Which means you lost the sale. But worse than that, you not only lost the sale, but you wasted all that time and you dragged all of the company's resources through the mud on the way to losing the sale at the end. And so the book shows you how to know when you're on the right track, how to adjust course, how to put together a process so it'll have an early warning system so you can pre-qualify and qualify your prospects as early as possible so you know how serious they are, and you know if you're in the race or out of the race. Because in selling, as you know, the number one answer you want is a yes, mm-hmm. right? And you want it as quick as possible. Right. But the second answer you want is a no as soon as possible. So are they in or are they out? Yeah. But maybes kill your business.
You're right. You keep chasing the same person for months on end. You wish they would just say no right up front. I definitely know the feeling. Absolutely.
Sure. Look how much time they would have saved you. And look, it's great that we went out to lunch 15 times. It's great that we traded 30 emails and that I revised my proposal 15 times. But think of all the time that you invested. And look, if your listeners right now are saying, well, wait a minute, Carl, I came in second a few times, and then the person who won the work, they didn't do a good job, and then I was in place. That's mm-hmm. fair enough. You will actually get some work out of coming in second place. But think of all the second place finishes that did not turn into work, and that is just way too expensive to spend that kind of time. So we want to see our readers get better at qualifying the prospects, qualifying the opportunity, having the right offer to the right prospect, positioning it properly. Or if you are a sales manager, or you're a CEO or COO, or you're the person in charge of business development, you want to know how to hire the right person who could then qualify properly and follow the steps. So that's what we aim to do in the book, is teach the sales managers how to manage, but demystify the whole process. So you come in first place or last place, but you figure that out as quickly as possible.
Good information. Got to take a commercial break, but I got a little bit more when we come back from the break with Carl Gould, who is an author and business growth expert, and you can learn more about him at carlgould.com, and that's Gould, carlgould.com. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Attention medical professionals. Have you heard that Tampa Bay will become the first certified wellness district in the country? Thanks to Jeff Fennick's revitalization of Channelside, the Dr. Whisperer wants to streamline your efforts and preparation. So when you're ready to ignite your practice, use the Dr. Whisperer's public relations expertise to spread the word. Use the Dr. Whisperer to motivate your staff. And use the Dr. Whisperer to recruit and secure leaders within your practice. Call the Dr. Whisperer today at 727-420-2481 or visit thedrwhisperer.com, where they write your prescription for success.
What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you. Who doesn't have a smartphone these days? And of course, there's an app for everything. Well, almost everything. That's why the folks at Popcorn Apps started developing mobile applications. They saw people like you with genius ideas, unable to make those thoughts a reality. They develop applications for tens of thousands of dollars less than you'll find anywhere else, and will turn your idea into a reality in a matter of just a few months. Think you're not ready? Think again. They are your one-stop shop for mobile application development. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Good morning. As we take a look at the roads around Tampa Bay, just some minor delays off the Howard Franklin Bridge into the West Shore area. No delays to report on the southbound side of the Veterans Expressway. 275 looks good into downtown Tampa, and just a minor crash at 301 and Falkenberg. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uderick, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America. Do you live in a historic home? Are you renovating? Your children could be at risk of lead poisoning. It takes just a microscopic amount of lead dust to poison a child. Learn more at leadsafeamerica.org.
Today, mostly sunny and hot with a high 93, the heat index over 100. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 80. Tomorrow, a 20% rain chance, high 92.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Currently talking to author and business growth expert Carl Gould, and you can learn more about him at carlgould.com. And again, that's spelled G-O-U-L-D, not like the element out there. So, Carl, let's talk. We got about 4 minutes or so left here with you on the phone line. So I want to know, in terms of business, what's going to happen with this upcoming election. If Hillary Clinton were to be elected, or if Donald Trump were to be elected, how that's going to impact business owners.
Yeah, it's a great question, and everybody's really on edge with this because I travel internationally, and our presidential elections right now is like the biggest reality TV show that everyone's watching. It's so all over the board. But here, both of them are claiming the other one's going to stink. They're going to be good, the whole bit. But the reality is that regardless of who gets in, there's going to be a lot of jobs created. The question isn't, is it going to be good for business? Because it will be good for business. But the question isn't how will it be good for business. It's going to be where will it be good for business. And reality is that I think, Donald Trump is going to be a little bit more business friendly domestically, right? So he's going to make concessions and he's going to help the business community by giving them, tax breaks and make it favorable for the domestic business. And the reality is, and here's where people get confused. They keep saying that business owners have like an obligation to create jobs and all this, and they don't. That's not what they do. Their job is they have a responsibility to provide a rewarding and wow experience for their clients, whatever that takes. Now, for their employees, they have an obligation to create a rewarding, fulfilling, safe, creative, and stimulating environment, no question. But they have an obligation first and foremost to their customers. And so if Donald Trump is elected, I'm of the mind that domestically that's going to be more compelling for business owners because there's going to be incentives. You're going to keep my expenses as low as possible. Therefore, I will make investments in my own business locally. Hillary will generate a lot of jobs, but I don't think she's going to generate a lot of jobs locally because they're already doing it. They're already raising the minimum wage, and she's going to, she's been saying that she's going to fight for that middle class. And I agree with that. You want to fight for the middle class. But the way you fight for the middle class is you create the environment where people can get hired. So the first thing that's going to happen if she continues to raise taxes and there's bigger government and she raises the minimum wage, business owners are going to say, well, I can't afford these jobs, so guess what I'm going to do? I still need to work, so I'm going to outsource. So I have a feeling Hillary gets in, we're going to have a lot more outsourcing. And outsourcing isn't usually within the United States. There'll be some jobs, but when if I'm a businessman, you stick me with higher fees, I got to get the job done, and I got to get it done cheaper. So I might be looking internationally. I might be looking to Asia. I might be looking to, at the Asia-Pacific area. I might be looking to Europe. I might be looking to Africa. But I'm going to start outsourcing. And so Hillary's going to create a lot of jobs. I just don't think very many locally. So I think she's going to force business owners into a situation where they're going to have to look outward for resources because they're not going to be able to afford the local ones.
Good information. Carl Gould, greatly appreciate you checking in on this early Friday morning. Real quick, your book's available on Amazon. Anywhere else people can find them on your website?
You can go to bizdevdonerightbook.com, okay. And there's not only the book is there, but there's some other information for you. So check it out. Check us out on Amazon, bizdevdonerightbook.com, and or through any of my websites. carlgould.com will get you there as well.
All right, sounds good. Carl, thank you so much for being or talking to me on this early Friday morning. Great information, and have a great weekend.
Thanks, Jamie. You too. Have a great weekend.
Take
care, everybody.
And again, Carl Gould, author and business growth expert. Learn more about him at carlgould.com, and that is spelled Gould, Gould.com. Good information, and he's a tremendous speaker and a lot of good information for business owners out there. Coming back from the break, we'll be talking to Frank Meekins, artistic director with New Tampa Players, on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Looks good into I-4. No major delays to report on the Veterans Expressway or southbound 275 into downtown Tampa. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson, New York, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Think It Up.
Hi, I'm Nick Jonas, and I'm here to tell you about Think It Up, a new initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join us at thinkitup.org.
The 1250 Winds Weather Center forecast. It'll feel like 101 plus this afternoon, a 30% chance of rain going up to 93 under partly cloudy skies, clearing in 78 tonight, 93 with a 30% rain chance Saturday and Sunday. The UFA Euro 2016 final Sunday at 2:30 on 1250 WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Each weekday morning, 7 to 9 here on Tampa Bay's 1250 Wins WHNZ. Also in partnership now with the Tampa Bay Business Owners Organization, TBBO.org, 8-year-old brand with 300 plus business owner members throughout the Tampa Bay community. So I'd like to extend an invite to the Tampa Bay business community to learn more at the website, apply for membership, and take advantage of the different events that go on each and every month in a very collaborative, supportive community, similar to a chamber, but not like a chamber. It's just for business owners, and we have a non-solicitation policy. So when you go to the events, you don't have to feel like you're being sold something every 5 minutes when you're in the events. That typically happens at a lot of different networking groups. But Tampa Bay Business Owners is a unique community built by business owners for business owners, and That Business Show happy to be in partnership with the organization that was founded by my very good friend Chris Kermitzos some 8 years ago. So very cost-effective investment to in your business, get you on the radio and get you in front of a lot of fellow business owners. Again, tbbo.org, and also our big signature event coming up on July 21st, which is open to anybody in the community, whether you own a business or not, or just would like to attend something fun. If you visit tbbo.org/CIJ, which is the acronym for Christmas in July. Again, CIJ. Pick up tickets to that. They're $29, $19 for TBBO members, and it's a business social from 5 to 8:30 at the T. Pepin Center, which will have about 500 to 600 people in attendance, and vendor booths, and just a lot of fun. And it's going to be brought to us by Mr. Margarita. It will be Christmas in July with a taste of tequila being brought to us by Mr. Margarita, and also being presented by our sponsor, Tampa Bay Business Journal. And so a very fun event. We got that up on the live stream, a graphic of the Santa Claus holding a tequila bottle. So a little mid-year break before Christmas in December with this Christmas in July.
Well, they got Santa accurate from what I know of them, at least in Walmart. Just saying.
Christmas in July, again, July 21st. Pick up tickets, tbbo.org/CIJ. Time to bring in my next guest for the program. I have Frank Meekins, Artistic Director with the New Tampa Players, and they are about to put on their production Beauty and the Beast, and he is also a classically trained pianist. So, Frank, welcome to the program today.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me.
So, first off, tell me a little about your background. You're a musician. Did you study music out of high school and through college? Just
actually, it's been very interesting. there are a few different ways that people say I got into piano playing and musical theater. Depends who you talk to. My recollection is, as a freshman in high school, I had at that point been playing the piano a number of years, and I was asked to come in and work on production at the end of the year. And just as turning pages for the piano player, music director of that show, and at the end of it, I thought, this is some really cool stuff. And that's really where it launched.
Now, did you go through college? Did you study piano in college, or were you just always self-taught and just learning from who you could pick up along the way to help you out?
My mom was a pianist as well, and I remembered everything I learned in elementary music, and asked her where middle C was on the piano, and I was off on my own. Had about 3 years of lessons, and that led to the musical theater vein. So it was great.
I find musicianship so interesting because I really know nothing about when you start talking about keys and tones and all those different things like A flat or D minor and all those different things. I really have no idea really where you're coming from on that. There's just so much involved in musicianship.
Hey, I'm into music and I still don't know what he's talking about. I got into music because I got rejected from girls and I seen all the guys on MTV getting all the girls. So I was like, I'll get into music so I can get some girls.
The 80s rocker, I don't think is in the same level of category that he is. But I get you though. I was an 80s guy rocker too. That's definitely what I like about music. But musicianship, like playing the piano. I know I had one friend who was in college and he was studying. He got a 4-year degree in it, and he studies to this day. He travels around the country studying with different people. I mean, there's a lot that goes into the piano. It's a very complex instrument. I don't think people ever become fully trained on a piano, do they?
No, actually, it's always an art. Just like any art, you keep working at it and developing, and it's something that I've enjoyed throughout the years. And I found my niche in musical theater, and every show is challenging. Every show brings something new. You always learn about the composer in some way, shape, or form, and you know which composers are more difficult than others.
Now, you're with the New Tampa Players today, but what was your entry point into musical theater? Who did you work with in the onset of this business?
That was actually in New England, where I had the opportunity to work with a few community groups up in that area. And between, I moved to the Tampa Bay area in 1998. And between New England and here in Tampa Bay, I've actually put together over 325 productions.
Wow, incredible!
Yeah, it's been a lot of time, a lot of effort, working with a lot of people. And Beauty and the Beast is really no different. We actually have over 100 people putting the production together, most of whom are volunteers. Of the Tampa Bay area, from lighting to sound to lighting to the props to the sets and the orchestra as well. We are lucky to be one of the groups in the area to continue to have live orchestra instead of musical tracks.
Now, you're the musical director for the production of Beauty and the Beast right now with the New Tampa Players, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, why did you all pick Beauty and the Beast for this production?
Well, summer is a great time to be able to do a family type of show that involves youth while they're out of school. So while this is an age-appropriate show, the story is a family-friendly show that allows everybody to come enjoy the magic that's been created for this show, and have a great theater experience.
And this is the Disney version of the story?
Yes, it is. This is the Disney version that's been released for general performance.
Now, where is the production being held, the dates, the times, availability? Let's talk about availability right now.
Sure. It is being held at the University Area Community Development Corporation, the Community Center, and that's on 22nd Street between Fletcher and Bierce up in the New Tampa area, just outside of USF. The run of the production is from July 29th through August 7th, and tickets are available right now online.
Now, what is the relationship then between the New Tampa Players then and the UACDC prior to this? Because I know I've talked with the UACDC before. Was there an existing relationship here? Do you all work hand in hand here?
Yeah, our relationship actually started in 2005.
Okay.
That's when we first went to the community center. And since then, we've enjoyed a great relationship. They provide additional services for a successful production to be mounted, and in turn, we provide a lot of in-kind service to the center. For instance, helping them with the Urban Dance Project, the opening of their pavilion, providing some help from that, the Paint the Town Day, and even helping out with their annual gala as well.
Yeah, and I spoke with them before, but they are in place to help impact that community, which has been a depressed community, and it's really helping to grow and bring the community together. That's the role of the UACDC. Now, your production begins on July 29th. It ends on August 7th. I believe I got those dates right.
Yes.
When you put so much work into such short run productions, I mean, why don't you extend them for longer than just a week? It's just because everybody tends to come during the first week, and after that, the attendance just isn't there anymore with regard to theater work?
It does come down to audience demand, for sure. Often it's actually in reverse. It's more normally the second weekend that has more attendance or higher attendance as word of mouth spreads the news.
So that first weekend's really for the cast to kind of get warmed up?
No, actually, we're warmed up and ready to go.
I would say they're pretty warmed up.
Well, I mean, in front of a live audience. I'm sure you have rehearsals and stuff like that, but I mean, in front of.
But I know what he's saying with regard to word of mouth. That first weekend, the audience gets in and they start talking about it, and it spreads throughout the community.
They do, and opening night is always an exciting time for sure. Leading up to that is what we call Tech Week, and there's a lot of last-minute preparation and detail that goes into the production itself, help creating the experience. We do have, in this case, we do have a pay-what-you-can performance for UACDC. That does happen on the night before our official opening, the 28th of July.
Now, at New Tampa Players, how many productions do you put on throughout the year?
We have 3 productions that we do, one in the spring, normally one in the summer that involves children, and then one in the fall.
Do you have the one, this is the summer one, so do you have the one for the fall picked out yet, or is that coming?
Yes, we do. It's as a matter of fact, we just got ready to send out audition information. It's going to be Into the Woods. That will be at the end of October and into November. I will be directing it, and I will also be the music director for that one.
So how do people, so how does New Tampa Players work? You said that you have a lot of volunteers, but is this also an organization that people can actually, that actually pays back the actors, or is this strictly all volunteer work, 100%?
It's virtually strictly all volunteer work.
Okay.
There are certain, the directors, for instance, there are small stipends for the directors, but outside of that, it is all community volunteers. Those people that are interested come out to the auditions, or they reach the organization leadership in some way and express their interest, and we are able to get them plugged in.
So who is supporting the small stipends that the New Tampa Players do receive? Is that just from community donations? Is there any city or county funding that's helping at all? How does this work?
At this point, there's not city or county funding. We are looking to change that, and really, it's really the receipts of the performances that fund and continue to fund the next performance.
Now, I see you're having a Pay What You Can night to support a charity. Which charity are you supporting, and how does this work?
That is the UACDC, and that's the Pay What You Can night on July 28th.
Okay, and so Pay What You Can, is that basically just donate what you can?
That's
what we're saying? And that is the, what night, July 29th?
The July 28th.
The July 28th. And is that the opening day? I thought you said the 29th.
That is our last official, that's our preview night.
Okay. Now, tickets for the production, how does this work? Where can people get these?
They are $15 each prior to the show and $20 at the door. They can go on to www.newtampaplayers.org and click the link to purchase tickets, and that is open and available now, or they are also available at the door.
Okay. I remember I spoke with the Carrollwood Players a few months ago. Actually, it's been 6 months or so. I think that was last.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, they were doing the Christmas, the Scrooge thing. I think it was last December.
We've had someone else in here too that was more recent. That
it was from one of the I think the Straz Center.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So I've had several artists through the program. Any affiliation though with the Carrollwood Players?
Yeah, actually, I've worked with a lot of the groups in Carrollwood Players. When I first moved here, that was the first group that I actually worked with. We did a production of Little Shop of Horrors at that time.
Oh, nice. I like that program. So how do people get involved with the New Tampa Players? You come out and audition for a role, and if you get it, you get it. Then the next production comes up, you got to re-audition. You may be in one, not the other. How does all that come together?
Yeah, exactly. We put out the audition information. We have an open call where anybody in the community can come out and join us at that. The directors make their decisions. Phone calls are made, and the cast is then, as a result of that, put together. we often have lots of people that are not cast that are interested in helping in the other areas of the production. So we try to make it an all-inclusive type of event and make sure that everyone has a good time along the way.
Is there ever an area in theater, the back-end production stuff where you're a little lacking, a little light in, that you always need a little bit of extra help with, whether it's in the music or maybe the props or anything like that? Anywhere else where people can help out more so?
Yes, always on the technical side we can use more help, whether it's set building or in the costuming area, even props. Really, any of the backstage areas we can always use help with.
Perfect.
We got to keep them in mind when they do Little Shop of Horrors again. We got the perfect dentist for you guys. Dr. Amir from yesterday.
Dr. Amir, yeah, he was. As a matter of fact, I set up an appointment with him. I was true to my word. I told him I would, and I did. So, but yeah, I was talking to a dentist yesterday, and we kind of got into a little bit of the scare
We actually
talk.
referenced Little Shop of Horrors.
We did. It was a good interview. But yes, I will be seeing the dentist for the first time in 10 years as a result of that interview yesterday. So let me take a break. Coming back from the break, we'll talk a little bit more with Frank Meekins, artistic director with the new Tampa Players, talking about the upcoming production Beauty and the Beast, which is going to be kicking off July 29th and available through August 7th. So you can pick up tickets, newtampaplayers.org. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Just some minor delays off the Howard Franklin Bridge into Tampa. The rest of the interstates, though, looking pretty good. Minor delays on southbound Veterans Expressway between Linebaugh and Waters. Road closure in South Tampa, Howard Avenue, just north of the Selman Expressway overpass, is closed in both directions till Monday. Water main break right near Morrison. You'll have to use McDill as your north-south route. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udor, Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Think It Up.
Hi, I'm Nick Jonas, and I'm here to tell you about Think It Up, a new initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join us at thinkitup.org.
Today, mostly sunny and hot with a high 93, the heat index over 100. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 80. Tomorrow, a 20% rain chance, high 92.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Weekday mornings, 7 to 9 here on Tampa Bay's 1250 Wins WHNZ. All shows made available over on TampaBayRadio.com, where you can also take advantage of my free home valuation for real estate services. I still sell real estate for Coldwell Banker. 7, 8, or actually 9 years in business now. I can't even keep up with the number of years I've been in real estate business, but I need to get some inventory onto the marketplace. So take advantage of my free home valuation tool on the homepage. Put in the home's information, and we'll get you over a free home valuation and can talk to you about getting your home for sale on the marketplace. Again, a lot of demand out there from buyers, but just not a lot of homes to fill the demand. Again, TampaBayRadio.com. In studio right now with Frank Meekins. He's the artistic director with the New Tampa Players, and also talking about their upcoming production, Beauty and the Beast, which is going to be going on from July 29th from August 7th. And again, pick up tickets for that at newtampaplayers.org. So, Frank, you've been involved with musicianship and artistry and productions your entire life. What is it that you love so much about theater?
The creative process. When you get a group of people together and you have an author and composers work together, or combined, and you then begin the creative process, looking into the people, the characters that have been created by the author, and looking into what's their point in the production? What is the overall message? What is how do these people interact with each other? What's the plot? What's the subplot? And bring all that to life.
And every production involves a little bit of interpretation, a little bit of mixing it up. So every time you watch one production, if you go somewhere else, it's always a little bit different. I mean, to what degree can a director change up the original script, or do they change up the original script?
Actually, you're bound by contract, so you have to do the script and the music in context. There's always that little twist of a character you can put in there, but you can't deviate from the script.
Okay, so you're bound by a contract then. So who owns, like, for instance, Beauty and the Beast? Who owns that production?
There are 3 major licensing houses within the United States, and depending on the show that you want to do, you apply for rights to that publishing house, and they'll either give you a yes or a no. And there are some conditions if you get a yes or a no. The conditions are for a no, like there's no touring companies of it coming into the area, that there may not be another organization that's doing it too close to the time that you want to do it. Those are a couple instances where you'll get a no.
Wouldn't those hurt your production, though, if somebody's doing it too close?
It would, and
that's kind of a benefit to you, right?
It's a benefit to everybody because we won't take from their audience base, and it will help the second group not be penalized, if you will,
right,
for doing it.
Now, do they send people down to oversee the production once it's being ran in front of the community? I mean, is there an oversight to this, or is it just you sign a contract, hopefully nobody sends them a YouTube video of what you actually did?
It periodically happens where you'll have a representative from the publishing house actually come to a performance and make sure that things are being done according to contract.
Interesting. What was your first production then that you got involved in as a youth?
I would have to say back at that time was probably Hello, Dolly.
Hello, Dolly. And what's been your favorite production to get involved in?
That will change over time. I think my passion is really for a chorus line.
Chorus line. What do you mean by that specifically?
That show was...
You're talking to somebody who has no artistic, in tune to anything artistic here, so I have no idea what you're talking about. What do you mean by that?
Well, the show A Chorus Line came out in the 70s.
Oh, the show called A Chorus Line. Okay, see, my mind immediately went
to
like
the epitome of a guy who shops at Men's Warehouse.
Yeah, I know. When you said A Chorus Line, I'm thinking a chorus of a song. That shows you just how unartistic I am. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the reason why that is because it's all about performers and the audition itself. And do you get into the show or do you not get into the show? And during the course of that show, the auditionees are chosen. Some are sent home. And it's about that process, and because I can relate to that process.
Now, the upcoming Beauty and the Beast, you're the artistic director. Are you playing in the this production on the piano, or are you behind the scenes just directing the entire production?
No, actually, we do have a hired director, and for myself, I am the music director for the production, conducting the orchestra and teaching all the vocals.
And are you singing or doing any production, though, or you're just behind the scenes and stuff? So, because Josh asked an interesting question there, during the break and stuff, when you're playing the piano and the singing at the same time, and are you able to do that, and what type of challenge that invokes as an artist?
For myself, I'm very lucky that I don't have to sing, and everyone else doesn't have to hear me sing.
I was just about to say, are you the one lucky, or are we the one?
Definitely you are. So I'm the stage manager of the company. Jokes with me at times because I'll be conducting the orchestra, playing the piano, looking at the stage, listening to the singers, and taking notes all at the same time.
Very multitask individual in the artistic field, me more so in the business field. So real quick, got about a minute left. Let's recap the production and where people can get tickets for Beauty and the Beast. Go ahead.
You can get tickets for Beauty and the Beast at www.newtampaplayers.org. There is a link there to purchase tickets. The run is from July 29th through August 7th. And it is a great family-friendly event.
And in conjunction with, or in partnership with the University Area Community Development Corporation, the UACDC, who we also featured on our program very recently, and who introduced me to Mr. Frank Meekins, so we appreciate that. So, Frank, thank you so much for what you do for our community, and we wish you the best of luck with the upcoming run of Beauty and the Beast.
Thank you very much.
And again, Frank Meekins, Artistic Director with the New Tampa Players. Learn more and pick up tickets over at newtampaplayers.org. Also want to thank Carl Gould, who was on in this first segment, author and business growth expert. Had some good input on what the Brexit vote is going to mean for business owners, as well as what's going to happen whether Hillary or Donald gets elected here in this upcoming election. He's also the author of many business books, all available over on carlgould.com. That's Gould. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking to Josh Vietti. He's going to be checking in. He is also a musician. So I got another artist on the phone line here when we come back from the break. And then we'll also be talking to Bob Johnston, CEO of Front Burner. In the meantime, learn more about this program over at TampaBayRadio.com. All shows are available on demand. And please connect with me on all the social media sites, Facebook.com/That Business Show. And you'll find me on Twitter under Jamie_Maloney. You're listening to That Business Show at Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.